Hello there, everybody. It's Spacer back today, and this video is going to be our breakdown slash discussion for episodes 6 and 7 of Star Wars The Bad Batch. I know I've been away for a while. That was because I had my wisdom teeth pulled, so I wasn't able to get a video up out there for these two episodes when they came out, so I do apologize for that, but I'm here now. I'm able to talk again, and so we're probably just going to zoom through these episodes, just talk about the main things that I really did enjoy, just because I'm behind and I'm trying to catch up. The next episode actually comes out tonight, so I'm just trying to get this video out there for the two episodes that I missed, but hopefully, it's not that big of a deal. I'm sure many of you guys have already seen a bunch of videos about these two episodes already, but I did really enjoy them. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, first up, I want to talk about Sid, because she's quickly becoming one of my favorite characters, I think. Not quite up there with, the likes of Hondo Ohnaka, but she's just so cool and funny. The way that she just snaps back at Tech, all the time, she just calls him Goggles, I think she's just the funniest thing. And when she pulled out that, vibro bow, or whatever it is, and she just, started to hit the target with, every shot, I mean, that was just clean. I don't know, there's something about her. She's just so enjoyable as a character. And so essentially, the Bad Batch are now working for her as mercenaries, and she sends them out on a job this episode, episode 6, Decommissioned, to go and capture a super tactical droid, as the information that those would possess is now extremely valuable. And so they go to the planet Corellia, which is where a decommissioning facility is, and I thought that was really cool, getting to see the droids being decommissioned after the Clone Wars. I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, we get the reveal that the Martez sisters are back, and I kid you not, when I saw them, I just started laughing. I was like, oh boy, the internet is going to have a field day with this one. And let me tell you, I actually enjoyed their characters on the second time around with them. I didn't really have any huge beef with them when they were introduced in season 7 of the Clone Wars, but I really did, I think that they're starting to warm up to me. I don't know why people still don't like them. I think after seeing them in the Bad Batch, they've actually grown as characters, and so I just thought it was funny seeing them again. And it's worth mentioning, they're not just thrown in unceremoniously. Every time they appear, they do have a purpose. In Season 7, it was to further Ahsoka's arc, and in The Bad Batch, it was to reunite The Bad Batch with Captain Rex. And also, I just really loved getting the return of R7. I didn't think we would ever see him again, and so that was a nice little cameo as well. And then we move on to Episode 7, Battle Scars, and we of course get the return of Captain Rex, the man himself. He has always been my favorite clone. I've been watching the Clone Wars since I was a kid, back when it came out on Cartoon Network in 2008, and I don't know, he just adds a certain weight to this show, and I think basically every show that he shows up, I remember, watching him return in Star Wars Rebels, and I was like, oh my god, it's Captain Rex, and honestly, it was just the same feeling this time around as well. But basically, this episode focuses on Captain Rex trying to help the Bad Batch remove their inhibitor chips because he knows what a threat that they really are and that you won't be able to control them once they go off. And so essentially, they travel to the planet of Bracca, which is a junkyard graveyard for starships, because they're looking for a Venator-class Star Destroyer, which is where Rex had his chip removed. And then, of course, Wrecker's chip does wind up going off before they can get it out of his head, and that was so frightening. When Wrecker's eye just, shot open, it, flipped the switch and went full good soldiers follow orders, it was so scary. And Wrecker, who is just such this, has grown as, a fun, lovable character, and then he just is trying to kill Omega and the rest of his brothers. It was so freaky, but so well done, too. And then, luckily for everybody, Rex is able to subdue him, and then they all get their chips removed. So it was really freaky for a second, but then it was a happy ending. Or not really a happy ending, because, Order 66 still went off, and the Empire's rising. But you know what I mean. It was scary, and then it was a kind of good. Also, I just want to point out a little Easter egg that I noticed. I made a TikTok video about this, but when they first get to the planet Bracca, you can see in the top left corner here that there is a Hammerhead Corvette, at least an older model of one, and I just like pointing this out. I noticed it right away because it's one of my favorite ship designs in Star Wars. The CR-90, the Tantive 4 design, is my personal favorite, but this is a close runner-up as well. And then I wanted to talk about some other highlights from this episode. You got the connection between Wrecker and Omega. They're just so adorable and wholesome together. They're eating the Mantel mix at the beginning of the episode, and then they're sharing it again at the end as Wrecker's apologizing to Omega for trying to kill her, which was really sad, but, it was just so sweet as well. And then you even got, Rex interacting with Omega, who is, the alpha, and then the Omega. Obviously Omega, but Rex is, the alpha, and, the little exchange where she's like, you're a Generation 1, I can tell from the lines in your head. It was so adorable. And then the episode ends with a conversation between Hunter and Rex is trying to recruit the Bad Batch to, help the cause, and he's, still going to try and serve the Republic even though it's over, and I thought that's very noble. That's very Rex-like of him to do. And then he's like, well, there's still other people out there, and so I think Rex is going to go and try and help some other clones as well, like Gregor and Wolf that we see in Star Wars Rebels. But Hunter, of course, says that he has to do what's best for his crew first, and so they kind of part ways, but I'm really hoping that's not the last time that we see Rex in the Bad Batch. I think he adds so much to the show, and I think it'd be a huge missed opportunity for them to just bring him in for one episode and not return to the character at all. And then, of course, the episode ends with the Scrapper Guild notifying the Empire that the Bad Batch is on Bracca, which is not very cash money of them, I will say. But to wrap things up, I would probably give episode 6 Decommissioned an 8 out of 10, and I'd probably give episode 7 Battle Scars a 9 out of 10. They were both awesome. I loved them both, but those are my rankings for anybody that would like to know. And, of course, a lot of people are speculating that maybe we'll see a young Cal Kestis in the next episode because the Bad Batch is still on Bracca. Now, I'm not entirely confident in that theory. I think anything is possible. I'm not necessarily in that boat just yet, but hey, if it happens, I'd totally be up for it. I would love to see some more Cal Kestis content. And so, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Is Cal Kestis going to show up in the next episode? Let me know in the comments. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching these videos. Stay tuned for more, and may the Force be with you all, always.